Hey everybody, our closing is complete. We now own the land. I use that loosely. We own, well,
we do.
Well, we own a quarter of it ish, right?
20%.
We got some equity. Yeah. Matt, our main man here at the lending here at Bremen Bank, Benton County Bank, whatever, made it happen. Lots to learn on this. We'll go into this a little more in depth a little later on here, but I just want to make Matt uncomfortable and put him on YouTube.
Thank you guys.
All right, so we'll talk more here. We have officially closed on the property, as you may have saw in that last thing. Don't know how this is going to get edited, but we got that done, and it went fast too. And true contractor status. We built that retaining wall there, that gray stone one, back in, and then Britt built the falling brick one next to it. Running joke with us, sorry. My buddy Alan built that series of walls there, actually. So
those look nice.
Yeah, they're fine. He's a great, yeah, they're great. Stonehaven, my buddy's company. Which actually, speak of the devil, there goes one of his trucks right there. Great builders. Alan's a great dude, and he and I don't talk enough, honestly.
He doesn't do the social media thing.
No, he's not on social media anywhere. There's actually built that wall too. There's a lot of Unilock stuff. Anyhow, we built that wall, and the day after we finished it, a truck went off the highway here, went off the road here, and crashed into it and destroyed like the corner. We had to rebuild it on an insurance claim from them.
Because otherwise the guys would have died.
We literally, somebody would have gotten hurt. It's crazy. And we had, and that actually, kind of a side tangent here, that kind of set the tone for you know, for like defensive parking. And we were actually, I was big on that job anyways, but that really drove home the point of why, like, when we're working alongside the road like that, safety vests, I've actually had hard hats mandatory on that job too. And defensive parking, making sure trucks are parked along the road to reduce or prevent such a thing. So
we really do in parking lots.
And we do that in parking lots, and we're working in Walmart parking lots and stuff like that. Like,
this has nothing to do with the show.
Nothing, but that's how we go. That's how the Kid Contractor podcast goes, by the way, folks, for those of you that watch it. But anyways, so that's closed. We're gonna go put up a big Christmas tree. All right, folks, where the building is gonna sit roughly. There's our back property lines.
Okay, so we bought the property today at 10 o'clock, and it is 4 o'clock. So what we're here to do now is to just like kind of let the part, like, I don't know, just like let it settle in, because I don't think I've actually like stopped to realize that we actually own this piece of property. But one fun thing we wanted to do is we want to put a Christmas tree up, and like a Merry Christmas, thank you Auman Landscape for not turning down all of our zoning stuff, but just Merry Christmas. We don't have any electric here, so I can't put lights on the tree, but we did get some really bright colored bulbs, and the kids are coming after school, and so we're really excited to do it. So I think that is the tree. But these trees have to go anyways for our building. We're gonna leave all the trees down there and down there. So these ones are gonna go anyways. So we're gonna cut it down, auger a hole out by the, like, closer to the road where people can see it, and stick it in the hole, and then we have some garland and a star, of course, and some ornaments. So this is gonna be so fun. I can't wait to do it with the kids.
Protection in because Brett refused to bring the Ranger out, and I'm too lazy to walk 600 feet that way at the expense of my hearing. That's stupid. And then also that undercut on that wedge, I'm cutting up into it like this, and if that thing were to grab, it can yank that saw, and don't cut like that. Do as I say, not as I do.
So what did you tell Zeke to get?
I asked Zeke to bring my felling, just to grab my felling wedges, not the whole box. And so he's dragging the whole box over. He's having terrible issues. A box doesn't drag that good behind a four-wheeler, and now his flag's stuck on a tree. Oh, Zeke.
Okay, so we have a lot of issues. We have our flag stuck, and here, this is what Daddy was looking for.
All we needed.
Yeah. So, okay. All right, just throw that in there. Throw it in there, buddy. Okay.
Something crazy we're getting into. Alan brought the kids. So far, this is the dumbest situation I've been in a while. Buried the truck over there. Got it out. Trying to get this stupid tree. The tree is going to look like it's been through a chipper. Trying to get this thing hoisted up in the air. So we got her chucked down in there.
Yeah, well, I think we're in good shape now.
There we go. Okay, well, you can't see it, but that was absolutely ridiculous. I'll probably have to tell this whole story in a podcast. The tree is up, you can't see it. Absolutely ridiculous how much effort that took and how dumb it was. One of the dumbest things I've been involved in a while. But let me tell you a few places where the night went. One of them was here, completely got the truck hung up. And as you can see by my fully buried evidence here, that's pretty sucky. Almost done. Go ahead and shut her down, actually. Go ahead and shut her down, Zeke. And it took forever to get that stupid tree up. Destroyed half of it. Knew I should have gone and got the excavator and just set it, but that's whatever. All right, well, first day on our property, that's where we're going. Back to the channel here, I want to show you the day after. The tree, so here's our tree in the background. It's cold, winter is miserable. It's not even that cold yet, really, so. But here's our tree. We got it up, broke some branches putting it up. It was an absolute debacle, as you know. I got truck stuck over here. It just buried all of a sudden I was trying to pull the tree back in because we got it standing up with that crazy setup, which you didn't get a chance to see, and I'll have to describe that. But we started getting the tree stood up, and I guess you'll see some pictures in here too. But started to get the tree stood up, but then it was digging into the side, and so I hooked the truck up to it with a chain, pulled it back, but that pulled some dirt in there. So that all being said, I'm going to straighten it up here now and get this open graded stone back in here. It's river rock, big chunky stuff, but it's going to hold real well instead of trying to pack dirt in there. So we're just going to dump a bunch of this back in there and try to have this world's biggest PR fail. But we got cool ornaments and stuff put on there, so we'll do that. But that's this project. Here we go. But I gotta say, it is really cool. It's yesterday was a little anticlimactic. Britt and I'll do a podcast about it. Yesterday was a little anticlimactic with the signings. It just took no time and all that. But it started sinking into me last night when I was here. Like, this is my land now. This is my 3 acres. So it started getting more and more real the more I've been here, and I can do what I want with the property now. So earlier, when while the previous owner still had it, we were allowed to come in, we'd mow it and do some basic stuff, you know. But and when you do things like that, you got to understand, like, if something goes sideways and you lose the deal, like, you're just out that stuff. And so you have to accept that. If you do that kind of stuff, you can't be mad about it, right, when you enter into those kind of deals. Yeah, so it's really cool, really blessed, really wonderful. So we got the tree straightened up pretty good. Got a pretty good south wind coming up, but it's shifting to the east here. But super janky setup here, but I put the ghetto, I know, whatever is what it is, folks. Pulled on the tree to get it straightened up, got it pretty good, and then backfilled it with this number 57, number 9, and then river rock, and just backfilled that entire hole with it. And it should hold us pretty good. I'm gonna throw a bunch of dirt on top of it just for the heck of it, even though it really won't add enough weight or ballast to do us any good. But that's what we'll do. There we go. I got 3 ornaments on there, 1 for each kid, and we'll put the rest of them on later tonight or tomorrow when we get a chance. Hot dog. So that's it. That's wrapped up for that debacle. I'll trim the tree later with drilling holes and sticking branches in it, but I gotta go to my pole barn meeting now, and well, yeah, we haven't shared that yet, so that's gonna be a little teaser there. Ooh, another here. Back at this debacle again, day 3 now. But this is that little trick I was talking about. So we got a spade bit on here, and so we drill a hole in here, and I already did it on this one. This thing is inserted, this peg is inserted, this tree branch. I drilled a hole and then just stuck it in there. Had to whittle it just a little bit, but check that out. And we got a nice filler chunk here. I can rotate this thing to be whatever I want it to. So cool. So it's working out real good. So an old-timey thing, that's pretty good. What we want stuff in there? This one?
A pretty full one, yeah.
So I'm gonna take my awesome K-bar here. Now I'm just gonna whittle this down just a little bit so it fits in there. Always cut toward yourself, kids. You've seen all the proper safety exercises here that we've exhibited. So we got this open spot, right? And so I'm either gonna do it through here or I'll do it over top of this one. Awesome. And that fills up that hole right there. It's great.
So?
I am actually pleasantly surprised. I didn't think it was gonna go even this good, so it looks all right.
We still have a lot of ornaments for the kids to help put on the bottom.
I forgot to put the star on the top when we were raising the tree, so that'll just have to be foregone.
Maybe next year. But it could be worse, right?
It turned out decent. It's good. So there we go. We got these up in there with the help of a ladder, a set of pole pruners to hang these on there. If we're gonna do this, by the way, zip ties is the way to go. And then I just wait on the high school kids come through here because the high school is just down the road. Come down here and just whack these things and beat them to death. But yeah, cool. No, the wind doesn't blow it over, and tonight's impending windstorm will be all right. So that's it. That's the Christmas tree at the property here. Ready, Britt? Big
Merry
reveal.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas from the Aumans. Cool. But it made me start thinking about that of, like, you know, I really believe in the product, right? And so in lighting and the value lighting brings. So now when I mention lighting in a project, I really am like, hey, look, lighting is, I know it's an extra couple $1,000. I get it. And then I tell my computer story generally. But I say, if you don't go with it now, it's a little more expensive to do it retrofit down the road. So now's the time really to do it. And what I'm going to do, even if they decline it, and I tell my clients this, I have a setup, a demonstration setup. I'm going to put this out there. I just want you to know. I want you to see it just so you know. I really believe in this stuff. I really want you to know how nice lighting makes it. And I'll put a couple hardscape lights in or wall lights on, and maybe an uplight into a tree, maybe a path light, especially at night, really make a huge impact. And probably 8 out of 10 times if a client declines, and I put the demo out there, they're like, all right, how much for like 5 of these things?